Hello, my friends. I'm Executive Coach Ed DeCosta with another lesson about happiness. This lesson is called Happiness is a Choice. Now, you know all about happiness, don't you? You've heard all about it. Probably feel like you've got a pretty good grasp of what happiness is, and I don't doubt that you do. You know, it's that sense of fulfillment, contentment, joy, satisfaction about ourselves, about our families, our lives, our achievements, about the world around us and how we show up in that world. The more positively we view ourselves, our surroundings, the happier we can be said to be. Now, my message to you is that happiness has nothing to do with your outside circumstances, everything to do with what's inside. It's an inside job. Now, I didn't believe that for a good long while. In fact, when I was 15 years old, we lost my dad unexpectedly and tragically as the oldest of three sons. You know, I took the mantle as the man of the house, which was foolish, but you couldn't have told me that, because if happiness was a choice, anger was also a choice. And that's what I more often than not chose. And it was not a happy time. Thank goodness, a dear friend of the family gave me a book. I'd actually heard of the book, but I'd never read it. And I'll bet you the same is true for you. It's The Diary of Anne Frank. Now, as a 15-year-old Southie kid, I'm not about to read a book by a 12-year-old girl. But this was a dear friend, and he told me to read it. And I read that book. And then I liked it so much, I read another book that was quite popular in that genre of personal development. It was called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. You've probably heard of both of these books, but my suspicion is that you've not read both of them. They're both powerful books. The lessons from these books, both written about World War II and concentration camps and people in the most horrendous outside circumstances, how they maintain control of their emotions and can honestly be said to remain happy, truly happy. There was no denying after I read those books that I had a choice to make. That I could live an angry life or I could live a happy life. And I remember like I remember dinner last night. I remember making a conscious choice to be happy. And I know many, many other people that have made that deliberate choice. You own it. It doesn't mean you're happy at every moment. I've had this conversation with so many people. They say, well, what do you mean? You can't be happy all the time, be Pollyannish and whistle past the graveyard. The criticisms of people who are optimists and happy are broad, and they're many. No, it's not about being happy at every moment of the day, but even during times that are less than ideal, recognizing the big picture, putting things in their proper perspective. And more than anything else, taking ownership for your attitude and your sense of well-being and happiness. That it's not your boss's fault, it's not your spouse's fault, it's not the president's fault or the economy or anyone else's fault. You own it. Another big criticism, oh, well, what do you mean you own it? There are sometimes bad things happen to good people, Ed, and they can't be held responsible for that. Correct. But I'm saying it's a mindset that says, in spite of the outside circumstances that are negative, I retain ownership and control over my own emotions, all of my emotions, including the emotion that we commonly call happiness. And you do own it. And read these books, and you'll read about people in circumstances that are unbelievable. And I've had experiences with people in my own life, in my own personal experiences, where you can, in fact, maintain a happy outlook in the face of dire circumstances. It's absolutely possible. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy. What makes it easier to change your mindset is who you surround yourself with. So you've probably heard this before. If you're the nicest, most ambitious, happy-go-luckiest person in your crowd, in your inner circle, get a new crowd. Get a new inner circle. You've got to surround yourself with people that are sources of positivity. You got to be ambitious. You got to get out there and take a chance. You've got to take a chance for success, knowing that you might fail. You might have pain, and oh, there will be pain. But pain is part of the process to get you where you need to be. And I'll tell you, the single biggest change that people can make to get themselves to be more happy is to make a change in the inner circle. Again, I'm not taking anything away from the fact that you own it, but you are absolutely influenced by the people that you spend the most time with. Another enormous component is to help other people, to give of yourself, to show your love and your kindness and your beneficial thoughts for others by acting those thoughts and those feelings out, by doing works of service, works of kindness for others. In fact, one of my favorite speakers, Zig Ziglar, he said it, I won't quote him exactly, he said, but you want to know how to get what you want in life? Help enough people get what they want. When you're a giver, you'll also be a receiver. Again, Ed DeCosta, and I hope you found this helpful. Take care.